Hello everyone and welcome back to Bobble Bunch here with our little Decker, and of course she bought the flower basket. Why would she not buy the flower basket? And look, she made herself a crown and a cape just go along with it. Look, she made it all by herself. Doesn't she look cute? Oh, she looks so cute. Anyway, hello everyone, Sam here. Right, today I am going through, this is kind of the end of the career challenge. I think I've tried everything. Okay, I may have cheated at the end. I'll admit to it. I will always admit to you when I cheat. I think, yes, it was cheating because it was going against what I agreed that I would do, but I've already decided that I was finishing it and I couldn't resist. I'll go over that a bit later. Please like and subscribe. It would be awesome of you. Or if you could, actually. Yes, that would be very nice and appreciated. Little update as to the video before, not going into it. He's still with us, but is not getting any better. So my puppy, he's 16 years old, but he's still my puppy. So yes, a little ring of sadness around us, but he's been a Dorbs for 16 years and he just, yeah. So just so you know, it's a lovely start to the video. Oopsie, but yeah. Life happens and there you go. You allow yourself to be sad and let your brain move you forward when it's ready. But anyway, okay, so what I'm going to do in this video, ignore that if you don't know what I'm talking about, but I'm going to go through the ways of making money and what I thought of them. Basically, we've essentially, I'll put the challenge, what I made up myself, down below. But the idea was no time travelling. I also decided not to terraform. Or not terraform. I terraformed a bit, like our awesome cinema area here and stage for gigs that the gyro would absolutely love. Look at that one going mad. I had to cut a little bit of the cliff out to fit it behind here and there, just to fit, you know, an incline on properly. Yes, okay, boom. I cut a bit of here and there, but other than that, I didn't terraform, and that's all right. But yes, that was part of it for whatever reason. But essentially, we could only make money on things that we had made. You couldn't just sell materials; you had to make something with them. So if you got gold nuggets, you couldn't sell gold nuggets. You had to make something with the gold nuggets, or make stuff with the stuff that you'd crafted, or make meals, things like that. Here we have the 1,000 bells. Okay, it's not the original 1,000 bells that I put down. It got picked up and you can't make it. But anyway, this is the 1,000 bells. The one time I sold a snowflake or a couple of snowflakes, I can't remember, accidentally, and I made 1,000 bells from them. So that remains there. That is our shame. The one thing that we did wrong, except what I did wrong at the end. But other than that, we managed to, and I could have kept going. Once you got into the swing of things, once you got a few DIYs, you can make a good amount of money. You know, you're not going to be building huge castles everywhere, but all of this was done doing this very limited money getting thing. So I think it worked quite well. There's good things and bad things, some drawbacks on every way of making money. So I shall go through them. Okay, so your first is obviously the money trees. You actually only get 20,000 a day because you have to pay 10,000 to get it. So you're only making 20,000, but it's a guaranteed 20,000 every day. And it does build up. And as you see, we've got two here that we haven't even bothered with because we made money in other ways. So you got your money trees. Next, and yes, she's going to be doing this everywhere, you've got crafting things. Now, this is actually how I started this challenge. I figured, what can I do? I don't know what to do. You have no money. What do you do? So the first thing I did is... Come back. You shake a tree. Oh, you're so going to get stung by some wasps. And you get some of these. They are inexhaustive. You can just shake and shake and shake, and you'll keep getting them. I don't think that there's a limit on how many branches. This is a terrifying child running through a wood of rabbits over here. I got bored. Anyway, so I don't think there's an exhaustive amount that you can shake. Let's shake another one. Ooh, there you go. Bringing us to our other one, which is shaking the money trees. You only get 2,000 bells. I admit, I googled that. So you can only get 2,000 a day from shaking your trees, and it's laborious. You either have only 17 trees or non-fruit trees on your island, so you get the drops, not 17, 20, and so you get the drops, the 2 drops and the money. So you know you can guarantee those trees will drop things. Or yeah, you just have tons of trees everywhere and you end up having to shake them all over the place. That's why I have all my trees in one place, because if you have trees decorating somewhere else, that's going to be hard work. But anyway, so this is what I had to do at the beginning. I've completely got off my list of things. You shake and you get free branches, and you can make the net and the fishing rod pretty soon. So there you go. As soon as you've got the DIYs, the ability to make them, you can essentially keep making them and keep selling them. You don't make much from that, but you make enough to get your first amount that you need. I believe they sell for 400 bells. I think so, 200 or 400, but yeah, that'll take you a while. It's the grind, it really is, but it's free money. So when you first start, if you want to do this challenge, shake a ton of trees. So what I've found, there's no magic thing that will sell for more than anything else. It's all down to the rarity of the ingredients, basically. So something you make with gold nuggets, you can sell for a heck of a lot. But how many gold nuggets do you end up with? That's the thing. You get them from hitting rocks, yes, fine. But you don't end up with many, so maybe you'll be selling a few golden plates a week. Whereas the branches, obviously, you don't get much money out of the things that you make, but you can get loads of them. Things you make out of the different woods. You can plant all the trees that you want, I think. There's a limit of 220. Blimey. And also Isabel gets a bit upset if you have too many trees, so you've got to take that into account. But those things, you go and you can get 3 bits of wood from each tree. So again, you've got more than the gold nuggets. So you make less money per item, but there's more items. If that makes sense, I do hope so. Anyway, you keep running around, you look adorable. She looks like little Red Riding Hood, look at her. Anyway, so crafting things with wood. It's in abundance, really. 220 trees is a nice amount. You can get a good amount of wood from that. The downside is, look at how much space I have to take up. They have to be spaced in a certain way. And sometimes I think I've planted too many trees, because I've got some fruit trees up there that will not grow no matter what, where I put them. We've run out of room. So you lose a lot of building space to just physically have the trees. This is a big problem with crafting. You just, oh, look at her little face, do that again. Woo! You lose a lot of space to have the materials. So upsides, you can have loads of trees. Downsides, oh, it takes some time to go around this lot. And you've got to shake them all first, unless you don't mind your little person getting stung. She doesn't like being stung, do you? No. So don't sting her. So you've got to go around all of them first. That's why they're all laid out like this, so you can shake them. Because you want your shakes and stuff, don't you? You want your drops and your 2,000 whatever bells. And then you have to go back round and whack them all with your starting off with a flimsy, I think the flimsy act has like 5 or 6 trees. It's ridiculous. But yeah, so there's your upsides and your downsides. There is no difference in the amount of money. As I say, there's no magic DIY that I have found that will make you just a ton of money on a little amount of ingredients, crafting materials. So that is the thing. You work out what's best for you. Plus, you can only make something if you've got the DIY. And if it's a DIY that then involves iron nuggets or something like that, you've got to get the iron nuggets, which brings us to that. Oh, how many rocks? So you got 6 rocks, which have just ended up wherever they want. And if you can get Nook Miles tickets, obviously you've completely expanded your ability to get materials, because look, these guys won't grow. It's just a no. So that's the thing, you could build up loads of nook moles and get some tickets and go and get a load more ingredients. But still, there's only a few rocks on each island, and there you go, you only have a certain amount of iron nuggets. So something made out of wood costs you can sell that for a heck of a lot less than you can that's something made out of woods and an iron nugget, because iron nuggets are again rarer than the wood because you've got less chances of getting them. Hi, you having an exercise, Penny? You look adorbs. On a similar note, the recipes. It's fun to do. It gives a little extra element because you've got to make stuff. But I tell you what, have wheat. Just have wheat and make flour. I don't think I've come across anything that just has sugar in it. I don't think I've got a DIY like that. Pretty much it's either flour on its own or it's flour and sugar. Occasionally you've got something with just fruit. But essentially, this should have been halved down and just wheat everywhere, because you need the wheat. To make something worth a bit of dosh, you need the wheat. And very similar problem to the trees. You've got to give so much space over to it. You just have to. Same with the orchards. This is all space taken up by the trees, and it has to take up this much space, which it's very pretty and stuff, and you could certainly build an orchard a bit more, this is very utilitarian, we meant business, but you can build it to be a bit, nicer looking with more things around. Another thing is selling the flowers, but again, it's space. I haven't bothered with that because I just wanted to grow loads of pink flowers. So this is only space taken up with flowers, but if you do that, you've got to put in the grind to actually get the hybrids, because obviously the hybrids sell for a heck of a lot more, and it's the space that it would take. So upsides, it's kind of fun. It adds an extra element of you actually making stuff. Downside, you need the DIY. I had this stuff for so long without a DIY that actually needed flour. All I had was like a fruit salad or something, which is fine again, way, because you make money at it, but because it's not got that extra ingredients, the more ingredients you have, the higher the price of the thing you can sell. But also I didn't have the fruit, and I need a certain amount of fruit, and so it's a grind looking for a DIY. And to be honest, what you end up doing is you get one day DIY that uses the things that you've got, and you just churn it out. So upsides, it's a fun extra add to the game and stuff, but the downsides, same with the crafting really. You've got the space the trees take up, the space the crops take up. And this is my vegetable patch over here. Run, quick little Decker, go girl. So yeah, I've got all of this space is taken up with this. Yes, we still have our turnips and our ant farms. So all of this is taken up with it, and up there. So yeah, it's a lot of space and a lot less decorating that you can do. Once, I pick all this up and I'll make sort of smaller, nicer little cuter farm, we can build a heck of a lot more. That's another thing. So similar downsides. There's no one thing that stands out in all of this. Another way of money is of course selling bugs and fish. But I made the thing that she could only sell them to CJ and Flick. And it's down to luck as to when they will actually appear. Hopefully once a week. But I haven't noticed that. And then it's a load of running around and doing that. And then of course, the storage. I built this little area just so I could have like a little fish market. Look. But all of this would be filled up with fish. Because I did not have the storage, that's for sure. Until I waited for CJ to turn up and have a similar thing for bugs and stuff for Flick. So this is something where you get a big payout when they turn up because they pay extra. But it is a lot of mucking about. Of course, to do this you could just sell them in the shop. Yes, you can do that, but I just wanted to add a little extra. And again, it's down to what you like. If you like the grind of fishing, by catching bugs, of course I started this when it was still winter and snowy, there weren't many bugs. So that is a downside of that, of when you do this. And also obviously you can get loads of like common butterflies, you can get loads of bass Oh wow, can you get loads of bass? But they don't sell for much. The rarer fish, they sell more. This also put a dampener on me going swimming. She hasn't been swimming very much because they don't buy sea creatures, and I said I couldn't sell them in the shop. Maybe I should have said I can sell those in the shop, but I didn't. Oh, sand dollar. Same with shells. I decided you can't sell the shells, but you can make a DIY. So that was me waiting for ages to get an actual shell DIY that was worth it. And the final thing that I really concentrated on with this to make money is turnips and the wondrous turnip exchange. We had mixed results, and I will admit this is how we... Well, I say cheated. We didn't really cheat. I'd already decided. Honest. Don't hide behind the sign. You did it too, okay? So, turnips... I think maybe if you do it over time, I think ultimately you make more than you lose. But if you have that week of just the prices going down and down and down day after day, that was so upsetting, because it was just, it was just, no, please. So you have the turnip calculator, which is a brilliant tool, as long as you remember to put your things in, which is a good thing about the newspaper, because the newspaper on the Nintendo online app thingy, that will tell you what your turnip prices have been as long as you've been turning the game on. If you haven't been turning the game on, then it doesn't know, but as soon as you turn the game on, it can know. So that's a good thing, in case you miss a day and you forget to ask the little nooklings about, they're worrying when she goes off screen, because you just never know when she's going to come back on again, or if indeed she's got stuck behind a tree. I'm thinking it's the latter. Yep, utterly stuck. There we go. Right, so yes, you really are got to keep on the ball. You've got to check every day, because you do not, if you miss it and then you'll see on the newspaper that you had a spike. Oh, could you imagine? She, as far as I saw, never got a spike, like the really uber high thing, which is quite depressing, but there you go. She made a bit of money back. But that really is, if you invest like as much as you can, hundreds of thousands, if not millions of bells into it, you'll make a nice amount back. Absolutely. Of course, you've got to have the money in the first place to invest in the turnips. So that's a thing. It's all this other stuff to make money, and then you go and you put all your money into the turnips and you keep your fingers crossed. But there you go. Okay. In the end, the lovely Monty got a spike. It's, I think, the second only spike I've ever noticed. I don't keep an eye on turnips really unless I've got some. So I don't know. But I happened to go on Montopolis, and we happened to go in the shop and think, oh well, let's ask, and we got, I think it was 419 actually. I think it was 400 and something, which is pretty darn good, and I was very happy with it. So I figured we'll go and sell our turnips on Montopolis, and we've made millions. Okay, fine, I admit it, I folded, I couldn't, I said I wouldn't go. This is the other thing that I said, we wouldn't go to other, because you can go on the turnip exchange and find other islands that have a good, really good price, and we said we wouldn't do that. We'd only sell our turnips on Bobble Bunch. Okay, but we had to, didn't we? See, look how happy she is. How can you deny her this happiness? You can't. There you go. But yeah, so we finally made our fortune on that, and we're, okay for money. We're not going mad. We've used the, as you can see, the cheapest bridges and stuff and inclines. It's gone for a very sort of naturalistic look. Look, we got our dung beetles. I'm so happy with our dung beetles. Anyway, but yeah, there you go. That is how I made money on Bobble Bunch. So that brings us to the end of this series, I guess, of the career challenge, because we have more important things to pay attention to. We have a dependent. We have to grow up. You have to grow up that much. You can keep your cape. Okay? There you go. She's happy with that. So we have to concentrate on that, and there's some stuff going on Montopolis. God knows what's going on with our Monty, but you'll see soon enough. Anyway, so now that one's worth a bit, but we don't have to worry quite so much anymore. So I would say there's no this is how you do it with making money. It's a lot of grind. Making things, crafting materials, making meals, it's a grind because you make each one individually and you're there for ages. If you want to make enough, money to make your island nice and buy all the pretty things in the shop and stuff, it's going to take some time. There is another way, actually, which I didn't take into account myself, is the poki, if you have the Happy Home Paradise, because you can actually exchange the poki for bells. So if you go there, and again it's a grind, but if you're really enjoying doing all your decoration, there's always some cool stuff in the shop, but if there isn't anything cool that you really want to buy, you can exchange your poki for bells. That's another way of making bells. So you're actually being paid for an actual job, basically. That's one way of doing it if you enjoy that. If you enjoy fishing, go and do a ton of fishing. If you enjoy catching bugs, go and catch a ton of bugs. Can you leave that poor fly alone, please? But yeah, basically they're all... hi wibbly fish. They're all the same in there's no this is how you make the most. You can make a ton of money on turnips, but it's quite the risk. You need... Were you stuck on that? You need the initial money to buy them, and it's once a week. It's once a week that you're making money. Same with the fish and stuff, the fish and the bugs. If you do it my way of selling it to CJ and Flick, it's once a week if you're lucky, if they turn up. So, and you can't guarantee that at all. So it's whatever you enjoy doing. I would say making the recipes was a grind, especially if you use flour or sugar, because you've got to make the flour and the sugar first, which you can sell on their own. That's another thing. It really depends on what DIYs you end up with that. And yeah, I just ended up, I think it was a bagel with something, pumpkin bagel. So I was just using the flour and the pumpkins, and yeah, just grinding that out. So I could essentially have just had a whole field of pumpkins and a whole field of wheat. I think there was sugar involved, can't remember. But anyway, that's it. I think that will do. I have rambled at you long enough. It's more than doable to make your village pretty, just playing with the game, having a few restrictions just to make it more interesting for yourself. Why not? We've been playing this game for a while now, and it's nice to add some extra things to it. Go and watch KK. You'll enjoy that. There we go. There you go. KK can have some flowers. You enjoy. But yes, I'm leaving it there. Thank you very much for watching, everybody. I hope this helped a little bit. I have no grand thing to say. Yeah, I know. It is down to what you enjoy doing. I think how you enjoy playing the game. If you like the look of rows and rows of wheats and pumpkins and tomatoes, they do look pretty cool in the game, I must admit, then go into that and do your recipes. You sit there and you grind it out. That's basically what it comes down to, that you grind it out. So you might as well pick what you like doing. You like a bit of fishing, do a bit of fishing. But anyway, bye. Yay. I'm leaving it there. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Please like and subscribe. It would be awesome of you. And I will see you next time for whatever it is we're getting up to. Bye.